Got my man Joe Pro in the building. The head executive of the Ohio headquarters of LC Financial Group. My main man Joe Pro, been partnered with them for what? It's been about a year?
2 years, going on 2.
2 years. Wow, time just flies. Time just flies. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the character traits and attributes of a great employee, someone that you want to work with, things to look for when you are hiring people, things to look for when you are moving people through the onboarding process. Because hey, we don't want to deal with duds, right? We don't want to deal with uncommitted individuals, people who are just interested, right? However, the thing is, we don't want to judge an unfinished project though, right?
That's true.
Because there's a lot of people that are unfinished, like it was for myself 5 years ago. I was completely unfinished. I was going in the wrong direction, hanging out with the wrong people, and ultimately becoming someone who I wasn't. Mm-hmm. And hey, if I was in the position I am now, hiring and looking for people, and I saw me, myself, who I was 5 years ago, like I can't judge that type of person because I was there before. You know, you always got to put yourself in someone else's shoes, right?
That's right.
You always got to view it as like, wow, like I was there before, right? So hey, before we go any further, just want to properly introduce ourselves. If you don't know me, or if you don't know my man Joseph Provenzano, we're breaking him out of non-existence here. We're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Ryan Loede, building a 9-figure insurance agency here at LC Financial Group, where we help everyday Americans create a multiple 6-figure residual income within their first year here at LC Financial Group. We're hiring, we're growing in all 50 states, commission-based opportunities, as well as salary positions in Miami, Florida, as well as here in Cleveland, Ohio. Tell them a little bit about yourself, Joe. Who are you?
Man, so Joe Provenzano, I live in here in Cuyahoga County, and pretty much run the Ohio office here. Love sports, married to a beautiful wife, 2 kids, involved here in the community in our church, and just like to get it going, right? So what do we got?
That's right. So we're talking about the character traits of a great employee. Wow. Man, what's the first thing that comes off the top of your head, Joe?
Man, I would say first thing is got to be ethical. I would say first and foremost. You got to have someone who's ethical, who's going to do the right thing all the time, especially dealing with customers, seniors. You always got to be helping them out. So I would say first thing's always got to be ethical.
Ethical, right. You're right, because we want our partners, and this is one of our core values, as a lot of our viewers already know, this is one of our core values here at LC Financial Group, is ethical, right? We want our partners to be ethical, to take the right actions, to put clients in the right position, right? And ultimately, the more ethical you are in life, the better you're gonna feel. You're gonna raise your self-esteem, you're gonna raise your self-image of yourself as well. And it's going to allow you to take more action. So we got ethical. Have you ever dealt with like an unethical employee or partner before?
It happens in every line of work, but especially here, I would say just with insurance, because most people are 1099, it's all self-employed, so they're always looking for the sale, trying to get the money. But what goes around comes around. So if you're putting a customer in a bad spot, that's going to come back, 3-4 times X right back on you. So it does happen. I mean, those are individuals we don't want to work with and aren't a part of the team. So
yep. Like you said, what you put out into the world is what's going to come back. If you put bad out, bad's going to come back. If you put good out, good is going to come back, right? So you want to make sure that you're ethical. What else we got? Number 2. Accountable. Another core value here at LC Financial Group. This is exactly why we have these core values, because they're character traits of great employees. What is accountable? What does that mean?
Man, we just need somebody that shows up, holds themselves accountable, that they're going to come in, work hard, be here on time, do what they say, and just continue to follow through. Like if they say, hey, they're going to call a customer back, they got to call them back. If they say, hey, I'm going to be in the office at 9, you show up at 9, not late. So just someone who's accountable, who takes responsibility and accountable for all their actions.
Being responsible for everything that happens in your life. And yeah, accountability goes a long way. Like us as executives, here at LC Financial Group, we hold our partners accountable, and also we hold each other accountable. We hold each other accountable to doing, like what Joe said, doing what we say we're gonna do, holding each other accountable for the obligations and commitments that we make, and also holding our partners accountable to what they say, showing up on time, making the calls, working the leads, whatever it might be. Accountability, without accountability, true results will not happen. Bottom line. So you got to be accountable. When, you know, what are some examples that you've seen with individuals who hold themselves accountable? What type of difference does that make?
I would say, so for example, Mary, she comes in every day. You know, hey, she's accountable. She's going to be here every day by 9. She's going to make, 100 phone calls a day. She's going to continue to learn from her mistakes, accept them, move forward so she doesn't do them again. And she's just here every day, just accountable. You can count on her.
That's right. Accountable. What about number 3? What else we got here? Character traits of great employees.
Let's do coachable.
Coachable. Another one of the core values here at LC Financial Group. Wow, this goes a long way. This goes a long way because I've seen a lot of individuals, not just partners who are in LC Financial Group or who are potentially going to join LC Financial Group, but I see just a lot of individuals in life in general that aren't coachable. You know, me coming from a sports background as well as Joe, I know, you're heavy into sports. You played sports back in the day, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I played football.
Yep, football. So we both come from a sports background. We know how important it is to be coachable, be open to leadership and guidance and direction that you get from other individuals like your executives, and also be willing to ask for help. That's very important because, all of us can always be helped. We can always learn something from one another. No matter how, up there you get as far as like a producer or maybe a leader, like you can always get help. So like coachable is absolutely huge because if you want to continue to get ahead in life, you got to be coachable.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can always be coached. You can always be doing something better. Even if you think you're good at one thing, but once you actually break it down and get coached, you may think, hey, I can actually tweak this a little bit and get better. There's always room for improvement.
Always room for improvement.
I know the next one.
Always room for improvement. Let's talk about this though. A lot of people, when they're getting taught or when they're getting coached, they have barriers and guards up. Why do you think that people kind of have barriers and guards up when they're getting coached or guided by others?
It happens because they feel like, hey, I'm doing this right. I'm happy with my results, or, like it's just average. I'm like, hey, I'm good with it. I don't want to push myself. They get scared that like, hey, I don't want to, that means more work, more time I got to put in. But, as long as they're open to it, there's always room for improvement. So
you got to be open, you got to be receptive, you got to be willing to receive the guidance and direction from others who are already successful, others who have done what you want to do, right? And that's something that we're looking for here at LC Financial Group is coachable individuals. If you have these 3 character traits, you would be a absolutely fantastic fit for what we're growing here at LC Financial Group. You'd be a fantastic fit for our organization. And hey, you are going to create success if you have these 3 character traits, because a lot of times people try to reinvent the wheel, right? Especially in insurance. They're always trying to reinvent the wheel. Whereas like, hey, just put your head down, follow the proven systems and the strategies and the processes, and repeat those successful actions.
Yeah.
Like do what you are told, because hey, the people who are telling you, more than likely they've done what they're telling you, right?
Absolutely. And the key is though, with us, I know you've been doing it a long time, we already know what works, what doesn't work. We've failed and we've learned from that and moved on. So like sometimes people come in, they're like, oh, I'm gonna start my own new script. Well, we already know the script works. We already use it. We use it daily. It works.
Yep.
It's fine. There's no point to change it. You just gotta go with the flow. Like we've done all this. We've already put the scripts, the process, the procedures in place. All you have to do is just follow. And you want to follow somebody who's successful. So like you tell me like, hey Joe, this is the script. Okay, I got 100 enrollments on this. That's what I'm gonna use. I'm just going to use that. That's all I'm going to use. I'm going to keep it simple.
Yep.
Like, hey, this is what Ryan uses. I'm going to use this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make my own and say, like, hey, I can do better or whatever. That's when you kind of feel like you're on your own and you're not a part of the team.
Yeah. Don't deviate from what's already working. Like, just continue to do it, continue to repeat the successful actions, and, just follow the guidance, follow the direction in the leadership there. So that's very big. What do we got next?
Man, next I would put competitive.
Ooh, competitive. They've got it competitive. Let's see. Competitive. Whew. That's big. That's big. Why do you think competitive is a good character trait?
You gotta want someone who's gonna want to always do better, always want to win. In this line of work, you can always get one more sale. You can always, like everybody's doing the same thing, so everyone competes. Like if hey, the person on the leaderboard has 50 sales in a month, I want someone who says, hey, you know what? Heck, I could do 51. I could do 52. I could do one more. Those are the people that stand out because they're self-driven. They don't really need motivation. They just go by motivation because they want to be the best.
Yeah.
And sometimes you try to motivate somebody and they say the right things, but they don't do the right things. So it's kind of fake. But if you have someone who's competitive, they will get in, roll up their sleeves and say, hey, you know what, this month I'm going to be number one, watch. And then you see the results, you start seeing the results and the sales, and you already know, like, hey, this person's already got it. I don't really need to coach them. All I need to do is just keep lighting the fire under them. Saying, hey, look at so-and-so's got 5 sales today. How many you got? If they say 4, they're going to be like, well, I'm not leaving until I get 1 more, 2 more. And that is the type of person that drives results. Results driven.
Oh, yeah. Very, very high results driven. They're hungry. They're like a hungry dog on the back of a meat truck. They're willing to do whatever it takes. And most importantly, the partners that we have here at LC Financial Group, we're competitive against each other, but even to a higher degree, they're competitive to themselves.
Absolutely.
Because the biggest competition that we have in our life is ourselves, right? Because we ultimately know what our potential is, what our full capabilities are, and we know when we're falling short. We know when we're not doing the right things. We know when we're not taking enough action. So being competitive with others, but also to a higher degree, being competitive with yourself, right? Me versus me. It's you versus you.
Yep, absolutely.
So we got competitive. What's number 5? Number 5 here.
That would be, what are you thinking? Let's do characteristics, traits of a great employee. I was going to say self-driven, but that's kind of like competitive.
Yep. I'll throw one up on the board. Resilient. Not sure if I spelled that right, but we're not in grammar class right now. We're in teaching class. Resilient. Very important. Very important. Because hey, especially in the insurance industry, you're going to get a lot of no's before you hear a yes. Yeah. You're going to make a lot of calls before you even get someone on the phone, right? So it's very important to have resiliency with just pure persistency and pure, like, you got that grit, that ability to just keep fighting and keep moving forward, right? No matter how many no's you hear, no matter how many calls you have to make, no matter how many times that, a client, clients always say they're going to cancel the policy, they're going to cancel their plan. Like, you got to be resilient to just keep showing up and keep taking the right actions, right? When that moment that you start to get discouraged is the moment that, things are going to go sideways, things are going to go backwards, right? You can't let a little bit of adversity or challenge hold you back from continuing to move forward. So resiliency is absolutely must.
Oh yeah, it's a must. You're going to hear no more than you hear yes. But as long as you keep working and keep going forward and keep moving it along, eventually you get that yes, and it makes it all worth it. So like when we get the leads, everyone's always like, oh, sometimes they say like, oh, I'm getting a lot of no's, these leads aren't good. But you don't know who the sales are. If we knew who the sales are, we would just call those people. But you got to go through all of them, and you just never know. Like, you're going to hear no, but eventually when you hear that yes, you might get 3 yeses in a row after 5 no's. You know, they're out there. You just got to find them. You got to dig.
Yep. Got to keep digging for that goal. What do we got next? What's next?
I would say like a hard worker.
Hard worker.
Like nothing worse than having like someone who's really talented, who's really good at sales, but doesn't work. You know, so like they could be lazy, but you don't want that. You want someone that's going to at least work hard. Like
A great work ethic.
yeah.
Wow. Great work ethic. That's very key, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you were saying, like you know, what do they? What's that saying? They say, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? And just like you said,
It's true. That's what happens. You know, we see it. We come across agents, you know, like hey, wow, I got 50 sales in 1 month, but the next month they got none. It's up and down, up and down. It's like that comes back to work ethic, because where you at the rest of the month? You're taking months off, you take days off, and then eventually that becomes normal. Like, hey, I'm gonna work 1 week, take 1 week off, and you know that they're just leaving, not maximizing their talent and their, you know, the capabilities, and ends up being average when you do that.
yep. No matter how much you know, no matter how locked in you have the script, no matter your ability to communicate, like all that talent, it's almost, let's say, it's almost useless unless you have the work ethic, unless you back up your talents with work, right? You can be as talented as you possibly humanly could be, but if you don't take action, if you don't show up every single day, you're not disciplined, you're not consistent, you're not gonna get the results. Bottom line. What do we got next? What do we got next? We got great work ethic. So far, we got ethical, accountable, coachable, 3 of our core values here at LC Financial, competitive, resilient, great work ethic.
I'll say outgoing. Someone who's outgoing.
Outgoing. Now, how do you mean by that, Mr. Provenzano?
I would say you got to be outgoing, because this is ultimately, it's a sales environment. And you're going to be talking to people. So if you don't like talking to people, and you don't like just getting out there, just, you know, networking, you know, it's going to be, it's like half the job right there. It's just talking to people. So if they're not, you know, they may say like, hey, I'm not very outgoing. Well, you're pretty much blocking half your capabilities right there, because you have to be. It's a must.
Yeah.
So they're shortchanging themselves by saying.
What if an individual is not outgoing at first? What if they're an introvert? Do you think they could become outgoing or become extroverted?
You definitely could. You know, they get more comfortable, more confidence. You know, the more they do something, the better they get. But again, though, if they're going to do that, they have to be coachable and they have to be accountable. They have to keep showing up. You know, if one thing doesn't, you try something, hey, it doesn't work, and you just stop it. You know, that's not good either. So you got to be coachable and accountable to keep it moving.
Yep. Outgoing for sure. You got to be willing to talk to people. You got to have those communication skills, the ability to, you know, greet someone, the ability to build rapport with someone. Very, very important. Very important. So we got outgoing. We got a couple more that we have to fill to hit that mark of 10. What do we got next? I'm thinking a positive attitude. I mean, that's a must. I mean, positive attitude. I mean, that's pretty like of course, you gotta have a positive attitude. No negativity allowed, right? No negativity allowed. Always have to be positive, because your ability to be positive will determine your ability to get results. If you're not thinking correctly, if you don't have the right thoughts, you're thinking negatively, then your attention is gonna be on negative stuff, and what are you going to get in result of that? Negative results. You're not going to be able to get the results that you actually desire.
That's right. I mean, you got to be positive, because no matter what happens, as long as you're thinking positive, the positive will happen. So just keep it going, stay positive. That's a huge one.
Because a lot of people in sales, as we know, they keep getting knocked down by no's, people not answering the phone. But hey, if you start getting negative when you hear no's, when people don't answer the phone, then what's going to happen is like you're digging your own ditch with the shovel, right? Whereas like, hey, when you're positive, you're gonna build resiliency, you're gonna be more persistent, you're gonna keep taking action, right? So you gotta have that positive mental attitude. Then we got number nine. Number nine, what do we got here, Joe?
Well, I would say someone who's a team player.
Ooh, team player. That's right, I love that one.
You want somebody who's going to be a part of the team, not someone who's going to try to do everything by themselves. You can always do more as being a part of a team than you can an individual. So, team player is huge because we all need to be pulling our weight. We have team goals, we have, company goals, we have everything. And, being a team player, you'll help others. You'll bring others up. Like if someone's a brand new agent and they're only a 4 out of 10 on a scale, if you can help them bring them up to a 6, there you go. You're getting better. So if you have a team player, someone who's helping others, wants to do good, wants to see the team succeed, you get a team of winners, and that's how you win.
Being a team player, and that's the culture and community we're building here at LC Financial Group is a team culture. We all hold each other accountable. We all push each other to higher standards of living, and we want to make sure that each and every one of us is winning, right? We want to make sure that each and every one of us is succeeding, hitting our goals and targets, not quitting before we hit our goals and targets, right? And then we got number 10. Number 10. So far we got ethical, accountable, coachable, competitive, resilient, great work ethic, outgoing, positive attitude, team player. What are we gonna hit them with this last one?
Hit them with who else? We need somebody that works with speed.
Speed. Oh, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one right there. Speed.
No, right. Why is that?
Yeah. Very important. Very important. Like individuals that make decisions quickly, individuals that take action quickly, are the ones that are going to succeed the most, right? A lot of people, they get caught up in all the nuances. They get caught up in trying to have everything together. And next thing you know, they never even get started. They're trying to perfect everything before even getting started. So just make decisions quickly, commit quickly, right? I see individuals that have shown interest and they commit to it really quick, and those are the ones that get up and running quicker. I see, there's been employees or partners that are, showing interest here at LC Financial Group that weren't actually well-rounded. We're it's like he's 50-50, but he's committing quickly, he's making decisions quickly, and that means he's gonna move forward quickly. Whereas there's other employees or partners that are potentially joining our organization that we're wow, they're perfect, well-rounded, seems like they have everything in place, they're the perfect candidate, but they're not moving with speed, right? So that ability to move with speed is absolutely crucial. It's crucial. It shows your level of confidence, it shows your level of commitment, and it shows how hungry you are to actually achieve what you want.
No, right. We see it every day, man. We sit down with a prospect. We say, okay, everything sounds great. They're interested, they want to take the classes, they got to get licensed. We send them the link, to start doing the classes so they can become licensed. It's crazy that some people within a few days are like, hey Joe, I'm already on chapter 5. I'm going through this, I'm going to get this. But then there's others, you wait 2-3 weeks, hey, how's it going? Well, I'm still on chapter 1. Well, those people are not moving with speed, and those are the people that's a direct reflection of how they're going to be in work. Because now when you have to get on the phones and get going, they're going to go slow because they've already shown, hey, it took me 6 months to get licensed. Okay, but that's how it's going to happen. That's the pace that they go. And in a sales environment, it's going to be slow at everything. But if you get somebody like we have, the girl that came in, she's doing great. She's already on chapter 6.
Yep.
She's only a couple days in.
Yep.
Once she gets through all this, she's going to be accountable, coachable, all this stuff because she's moving with speed. So it's very important.
Absolutely. So speed is big. Speed is big. Your ability to commit, your ability to make decisions quickly, and your ability to take actions quickly will determine the results that you get, right? So having that speed is key, folks. So we got some character traits of a great employee, of a great partner, some things that you should be looking at if you're an agency builder or an organization owner and you're building your team. These are some of the character traits that you should be looking for. There's probably 10, 20, 30, 40 more of them. However, here's 10 of them that my partner and I, Joseph, out of all time.
I would pick coachable.
Yeah.
That would definitely.
Oh yeah.
Because
Definitely.
I want somebody that can coach, lead, motivate, but as long as somebody's willing just to learn and continue to go forward and just get better, like you can't ask for something better.
Yep. I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree 100% because the individuals that really get ahead in life and those that succeed at the highest level are those that are coachable. They're always learning. They're always open to advice and guidance and leadership. They're always asking for help and willing to receive help, right? They don't have their guard up. They're not closed off by other individuals helping them, right? I'm where I'm at currently in my life because I'm always learning, always gaining more information, always being coached, and always receiving advice and guidance. So coachability is the number one trait right there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.